What's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode of Better Call Saul. This is the third last episode of the season 1, episode 8, which is called Rico. Okay, and spoiler warning, if you guys have not seen Rico yet, you'll definitely want to watch it before you watch this review. That said, if you didn't catch it, you just want to watch my recap here, review type video, you can do that. I mean, it's, Better Call Saul. Okay, so I don't want to say I'm disappointed with this half of the season because I'm not. I'm really enjoying it still. But I definitely think that the first half of the first season of Better Call Saul was a lot better than the second half. 5-0 was good. You got the concentration with Mike. Then we had Bingo, which was fun, and now we've had Rico, which was also fun. Yeah, fun. But definitely the first few episodes of Better Call Saul were pretty mind-blowing. Really liked Uno, Mijo, Nacho, Hero, Alpine Shepherd Boy. It really got off to an awesome start. Second half, not carrying through with the same kind of pizzazz that the first half had. But that said, they want to get everybody's attention. They wanted to kind of grip everybody and get everybody into watching the show. And they did that with the first half. Now we're kind of into sort of I want to say like a normalization period or normalized, where the show's been kicked off now. Now we're into a point where the show is kind of going to be more normal, and not every episode is going to be big, and we're not going to have all kinds of hilarious, there's going to be some funny stuff, but not absolutely hilarious stuff every episode, really well planned and everything, like we were seeing in the first half. This one is a great example of that, carrying off from Bingo, where you have some comedy, you have some things mixed in, like Saul or Jimmy in the the garbage, and they're dumping the garbage on top of him. It's just all nasty, and then he gets the call. Then he actually finds that they've got a recycle bin, and they actually use a recycle bin. So there was a few little things like that, a few little jokes here and there that were pretty funny from Saul, but nothing that made me just burst out laughing, like when Chuck ran across the street and stole the neighbor's newspaper, and I was just like on the floor laughing. I couldn't contain myself. This one didn't really have anything like that. It just had some decent stuff here and there. It was kind of serious for a lot of it because they're setting up a new kind of storyline here that looks like we're going to see this probably resolved in the finale, because there's only 2 episodes left, episode 9 and 10. So this would be the third last. I'm guessing that this was like a new story too, because we saw the finale of the Kettlemans with Bingo, which was it was good. It was good. Now with this one, we're getting the start of a new storyline that Saul is finding with his elder law, Jimmy with elder law, that this retirement home, Sandpiper Crossing, is overcharging people like crazy and are involved in some pretty shady business practices. Have some things coming out of state, and basically Chuck and Jimmy have found a way to pin these guys and threaten with a lawsuit. And then these guys come with an offer that they could do almost $100,000, half for his clients and half for him if they make the whole thing go away. And Chuck squashes it right away, making it seem like it's a huge case, right? And so they're going to have to go to court, or maybe it's a scare tactic at first, and maybe they'll be able to settle on a higher amount, like maybe a few million or something. We'll have to see how it actually shakes down. That said, I'm interested to see, going into the finale, how HHM is going to get involved with this, because like with what Kim said, is if Howard gets any inkling of what's going on here, he's going to want Chuck he's going to want to get in on it, and he'll basically be taking it from Chuck, or they'll get their mitts on it, and then if it's a big thing, Jimmy might get squeezed out, or may not get he might not get anything. We'll have to see how it goes, and even Chuck too may not actually profit in anything, because it may go all into HHM. Because Chuck is employed by them, or he's got an agreement with them, right? So you get into all these things, and it seems to me by the end, that's why Jimmy kind of wanted to settle, even if it was just $100,000, or maybe get a little bit more, maybe a few $100,000 or $1 million or $2 million or something. And Chuck's kind of gone for the higher amount with demanding $20 million, which of course they're not going to give up without a huge fight, in court and all that years probably of fighting in court for something like that. So I'm interested to see what happens with the finale if HHM does get involved, if they do hear word of this, because the other lawyer from Sandpiper, he does know Chuck, so he may know the others as well too. I think it makes sense, and we'll have to see how this all turns out. But I did really like the ending when Chuck realizes that he's actually outside, and as he's getting back to work, as he's getting busy again, he's totally forgotten that he had this thing, and it's really good writing. It's really clever, because one of the best things to do for people that have either any kind of stress or anxiety or any kind of troubles like that, any kind of stress related, anxiety related issues. Once they get busy, once they find things to pour their time into and really capture their passion, really get their mind focused on stuff, they forget all about it and they can continue forward. So I really like, and that's the real world too, right? Granted, it's always a struggle, and you can't always keep your mind busy all the time. But you can try your best, and when you find something you really love, which obviously Chuck loves this, he finds a purpose. And he's able to, without even thinking, so focused on the purpose, just get outside and walk out there and not have any problem. And then as Jimmy looks out at him and yells at him, he realizes, drops it, holy shit, I forgot that I've got this thing, So, yeah, so I did like that. Aside from that, we had the stuff with Mike, which was cool, some setup with that, maybe what's going to happen with him, and kind of seeing the beginning of Mike and how he got involved with Gus and how this whole thing, set up, getting to see him with his granddaughter and his daughter-in-law. Well, sort of. I guess she'd still be his daughter-in-law, even though his son's dead. But yeah, so getting to see that was pretty good too. And that's really all I have to say about the episode. In terms of the score, I'll give this one like a 7, because 6.5 would be average. And I felt like this was a really normal kind of feeling episode where, it's a new storyline, we're getting into something new here, and I'm excited for the finale to see how it goes. But at the same time, it didn't wow me. It didn't, do anything that was, just laugh out loud, crazy like earlier on the season like we had. So let me know what you guys think about this episode 8. What you think we're going to see for the big finale? Are we going to see it focus on Sandpiper? Is, HHM going to get involved? What do you think is going to happen? Do some predictions. And if you like the video, please do me a favor. You know what to do. Please thumb it up below. If you want to help support the channel, you want to share it, you want to favorite it, I do appreciate it. And if you're new and you want to see my weekly reviews for Better Call Saul, go ahead and subscribe. Bottom left, all you have to do is click the button. That's all there is to it. And that's it for this one, guys. See you next week for Better Call Saul. Of course, tons of Walking Dead videos this week with the big finale coming up. And it's Trev. Say peace, guys. See ya.